Hello and welcome back to the new running manga and anime series, Kaitou fam. It's been a super long while since you've last heard from me, and I can only apologise as I've been super focused on some personal things. If you want to know more about that, there's a link to my confession video in the top right there, and can only apologise again for the inconvenience. However, let's get away from all that depressing talk and go on to the first book of the new series. For your information about the new series, I'm only going to review the first book of this series to avoid the spoilers for whoever wants to go on and read the full story. Nothing is worse than someone ruining an entire series for you before you can get to read it yourself. Now, this book is called Totsukuni no Shoujo. Apologise for my Japanese. Or if you're looking at your local Waterstones manga section, it's also called The Girl from the Other Side, Suil Arun by Nagabe. Unusually, Nagabe has actually done both story and art for this series, and from my personal experience from the first books, I think this is the right way to go, due to the insert didn't need the typical bright colours which you usually see from many of the mangas. Though being released originally in 2016 in Japanese, the artwork is rather advanced, especially since the release of the anime The Ancient Magus Bride has quite a similar creature design. But Nagabe has had kept this dark and light feeling by using little blues to not overwhelm the insert design. When holding the book itself, you get a great feeling from the matte cover, and the pages are a thin, high quality, meaning that none of the ink has spilt onto the other side. It gives each page a great separation, whilst also not being spoiled by what was on the previous or the next page. You don't usually see this in cheap manga, even though I spent around £10 for this volume, which is not too bad considering some of the more popular series. Now, going back to the artwork, Nagabe has gone for a more Western style in terms of what the overall looks are like, reminding me of classic fairy tales from artwork that usually comes with Lady of the Lake. For those who don't know, she's an Arthurian legend and is very well known in fairy tale lore. This makes it unusual for a manga, as there are usually sharp edges and people are distinctive from one another. But that isn't a negative for this manga. It made me love the book all the more because I grew up on legends of fairy tales. It makes a great entry book for those who want to start in the manga world, especially if you like shonen, mystery and supernaturals. As for the story itself, the best way is to quote the synopsis from my anime list. Long ago there was a god of light and a god of darkness. While those devoted to the god of light experienced happiness and good fortune, the god of darkness would play tricks on people and steal their joy. And so, as the legend goes, the god of light decided to punish him by turning him into a monster. Enraged by this, the god of darkness wielded his punishment as a curse in order to inflict suffering upon others. Because of his actions, he was banished to the outside, where he and his monstrous children are to remain for eternity, while those from the inside must never come in contact with those from the outside, lest they be cursed with a hideous form. A little girl named Shiva, an insider, is found by an outsider she comes to know as Sensei. Though they cannot touch, Sensei cares for Shiva as the best he can, and together they live a moderately happy life. But soon, Shiva not only finds herself in danger from the outside, but from her own kind as well. And I'm not going to spoil the story any further than that. If you enjoy my review, then go on to read the book yourself, and I would thoroughly recommend going to Amazon, as they got some really great deals on books. That is not a plug. I have a Kindle, so I generally get a lot of novels from Amazon. I just noticed recently that they do manga as well. With the artwork, beautiful storyline, and the careful consideration into the reader holding the book, the very essence of this book is amazing to have, becoming one of my most favourite books to reread. Though many will say that there is a considerably similarity to the Ancient Magus Bride, I would say you need to read the first book to see there is a completely different set of story and design and everything. This manga is very focused on two factions and the difference between light and dark. I feel Shiva being a young girl instead of a teenager like in Ancient Magus Bride. It's a much nicer feeling to read, as she fully acts like a child with her very bright personality and curious nature, whilst Sensei is like any mature adult that I've seen in most anime and manga. I will spoil a little bit from the side story, which you can get with the books. At the end of the book, you get these little funny bonus stories between Shiva and her sensei, which gives a nice little comedic side to what is essentially quite a serious book. So it also shows that Nagami isn't trying to make a super serious story, more that about two people learning to live together despite being human and inhuman. So all in all, I do actually recommend you read this manga for yourself if you enjoy fairy tales and unique artwork. And if you have read the series, please leave a comment below about what you thought about it. After all, finding out what you like is how I can make more fun content for you. So please continue to like and subscribe and check out my other videos. There is plenty for you to see.